Hi folks, Houck also here for our little ball of mud. Welcome to our show again. I've got a friend of mine by my side and been a friend forever. He's a musician and I've heard him so many times, and it's kind of funny because he's an amazing guitarist, and when he tries out for a guitar they let him sing, and then they want him to sing up front because he sings like an angel. So he's just a wonderful friend. And Jerry Houck, welcome to our show, our little ball of mud.
Thank you. Pleasure.
How you doing?
Good. Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Condolences for your folks, you know. They were just wonderful people.
Yes, I always refer to them as angels. Yeah. They were my angels, for sure.
I had a wonderful opportunity and memory to sing some music with Jack. Came over to Johnny's and we all three of us just went wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What a great guy. What a great musician, this man.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Huh?
That's one reason I play, following in my dad's footsteps. And he was gigging up until he was 80. He was out playing. So that's inspiration for me, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to, if I'm lucky enough to be playing out that long, then that'd be a blessing.
Do you have anything coming up?
I've got some opportunities to play with some people that I played with before. Michael Nitro is one of them, and I'm contemplating playing with him, but I think I'm kind of at a place now where I need to put it all together for myself and finally focus and put together the vision, that you have to have really before, and the hard part is getting that many people on the same page wanting to do the same exact thing, and that's the hard part, the chemistry.
So you're trying to build your own band and
Yes.
go your direction
Yes.
this time.
Finally, yeah.
Why not, man?
Yeah.
You've got it. You got the package. You got the voice, and your singing is absolutely on key. That's what is always my benchmark. Can the guy stay on key? And you're fun to listen to.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
It took me a long time to come out of that closet. It's hard enough, sharing something. It's very personal. It's hard for me to play guitar in front of my best friends.
Of course it is.
It was that personal.
Well, they're your
right. Right.
your critics.
Yes. And then singing was something that I did, but it's kind of like when I first got on stage, I didn't really enjoy it because it's not for everybody.
The tension is there.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's like, I started thinking after half a year doing it, I'm like, do I really want to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Because, the butterflies before, and then
Mm-hmm.
the energy, but then once the energy starts turning around and you're receiving it from people, and it's a better
Getting kudos
feels
and
better,
everything.
yeah.
Yep.
And so it actually took me 13 years of playing out on stage professionally before I kind of break through, whether it was a moment or a...
Without a quaver in your voice.
Yes, like now. Yes.
Our audience is, they're very loving and kind, and so relax.
But whether I was singing or not, often I'd play in a band and sing background harmonies, which I prefer to do. But I think once all the self
Criticism.
right criticism is once that all goes away, then it opens up a clear channel between you and the audience, and then you can exchange energy, and then they give you energy, and then you give it back. I think it's what Jimi Hendrix called the experience. It's the experience for the entertainer as well.
Right.
You know, because
Right.
then you're sharing something and giving it back, and it's like an exchange. It's wonderful.
What Seinfeld say? The two most frightening experiences in life is public speaking and dying.
Right? Yeah.
But public speaking being number one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he said, so that means that you'd rather be dead than doing the eulogy.
That's good. Right? Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. You know, and so, yeah, because it's not about, my motivation isn't like, you know, hey, look at me. I'd rather have you listen, you know, than you know. But it's a package deal. You got to, if you're performing,
Yeah,
you
you
want
got to be out there.
So it took me quite a while to get comfortable with it, and I don't think you're ever 100% so comfortable. But that's a good thing, you know. It's there to help you, you know, do your best.
Aren't there musician counselors?
Entertainment, possibly. People to help. Like they tell you to just picture everyone in their underwear.
Yeah, right.
You know, it makes it easier. But I'm sure there are. I could probably use one, but.
Well, so tell me, have you worked on anything recently that you'd like to share with the folks? A little ditty of.
Yeah, I've got some original music.
something.
I could bust out a little.
Could you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Just happen to have the guitar
All right.
right here. So,
Look at that. We just happen to have a guitar handy. Have you named this yet?
this one is it's kind of, it's always been an instrumental, but yes, I call this one Mayan Lullaby.
Oh,
Yes.
that I like. I like that. Okay.
This is the tuning song.
Wow. Nice, man.
Thanks. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Mayan Lullaby.
It's got more parts, but that's sort of the in a nutshell
Right,
version.
right,
So,
right.
yeah.
So you've been a musician from what age, would you say?
Well, I
That
took
you
my
started being
Right.
pulled.
right.
Does
yeah.
it pull you?
Yes, it does. I got bit by the bug. Well, I took my first guitar lesson when I was 12, and then learned the chords, and then didn't pursue it heavily. But I had the knowledge of the chords, sort of, and that was good. And then when I was 15, started hearing more rock and roll and Aerosmith and Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix and all this great stuff. And so that's when I really was enthused to start picking up the electric guitar. Dad always had his is ES 175 round. It's here in the bedroom. I should show that. But the 53 round for me to just pick up and tinker on. And
That's a guitar, I would assume.
yes, a Gibson. Yes, a 53.
Okay.
Yeah, very rare, priceless, literally priceless guitar. But that was a good influence. Dad didn't teach me how to play, but he influenced me just by the guitar being around and him being a player, definitely. So, and then, so in 15, I really jumped into it and haven't really stopped since. So it's been like 45 years of playing without really any more than 3 months at a time. So, and I've been lucky. I haven't plateaued too much, which means you get to a point and you kind of stagnate. You don't,
Gotcha.
It's called plateauing, and I've done that somewhat sometimes. But I've been lucky to feel like I've progressed with also the bands that I've been in. It's always been a next level up. So, so far.
What's going to be the name of your new band? Have you thought of it?
I thought of it. That's the hardest
That's a big
thing.
question.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing. I'm not sure about that. That's a tough question. I've got everything. Probably
Maybe you have the answer to that. What would be?
All right. I'm open for suggestions. You think everybody puts all the energy into that, and it's part of who you are and everything, but it's not as important as the music, because there's bands like Puddle of Mud, a pile. You could be called a pile of dirt, but if you're really good, you can get away with it.
Our little ball of mud.
Well, you know what? I like the name. I like that. The little ball of mud. It goes with.
We have a logo and everything.
Yeah. It goes in with the mud fossil, whole mud fossil.
There you go.
Theory and
now,
more in a theory.
Is this part of the mud fossil?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Now go and make it
Right.
short.
Okay.
And describe what we're talking about with the mud fossil.
Okay. This is something that I've learned from Mud Fossil University on YouTube, which is Roger Spur, a brilliant researcher. He knows everything about biology and the human biology, and now he's made breakthrough studies that are so against the grain that he's being shunned by mainstream academia.
Oh, good. That means he's on the right track.
Exactly. In mainstream science, they don't want
Right.
anything to do with him. And there's actually a campaign to smear him and destroy him.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm on the forefront, speaking right up when I see these
Okay.
channels that come up that apparently their whole purpose is to.
Say his name again.
Roger Spur.
Spur. Okay.
Yeah, he discovered mud fossils. He's also discovered interstitium, which is another organ. It's below your skin. They didn't realize it was really there. It's a whole organ that fluid can pass through your entire body in this membrane. It's like a new organ almost. So he's brilliant. He knows his stuff, and I champion his name as much as I can because just like Tesla, then the real smart guys get taken advantage and killed and slandered, and they're afraid of him because
It goes against so much of the grain.
he's exposing the truth, which is against the
So basically, a rock is not a rock. It is a.
It used to be biology. A lot of the rocks you see are something that are fossilized pieces of biology that were once alive.
Like a dinosaur.
A dinosaur, like a giant humanoid, or a titan, which are also referred to in the Bible. Titans are as much as a mile tall. It's hard to fathom, but a lot of the mountains you see, that looks like a giant laying on his back. Well, guess what?
It is.
That's what I'm learning. It's hard to swallow. A lot of people are like, you're full of it, but there's proofs, and so we'll get down to what is a mud fossil. Okay, it's a product of the flood, which now there's scientific evidence the entire world was flooded, and it's probably the famous Noah's flood. I mean, they found the ark in Turkey. It fits the specifications exactly as the Bible. And because of the flood, if you think about it, say there's 50 feet of water everywhere on the earth. So all the dirt and dust that gets kicked up, and then so now it's going to settle. Okay, and all the bodies, every creature, and human, everybody, the entire planet, dead, drowning. So this silt forms. See, there's 20 feet of mud at the bottom of this. Okay, and it starts draining and everything. But these bodies become preserved.
Are still organic.
Yes, but what happens is called nucleic transference.
Okay.
What happens is petrification. So what happens is these
like petrified.
yes, these organic molecules pair up with other elements and become stable. And some are they look perfectly preserved.
In the same form.
Same form and same color, depending on their state of mud fossilization, where they were in the silt, because that preserves them. And then what minerals came and replaced the molecular structure of that organ or that foot or that finger or pieces and organs and hearts and stuff.
But it tends to be close to the same shape as the original.
It can be the exact same shape,
Okay.
and it can be slightly distorted, and depending on the conditions that it was petrified in.
And it's called mud.
They're called mud fossils.
Okay. And these are. Show us.
Yeah.
The best example of the mud fossil.
Okay.
Here.
Okay. This is a heart. I've shellacked it, by the way,
I see that.
so
Yeah.
it makes it look
Good,
a bit. I mean, this is what you
Brings
see.
out the highlight.
This is blood. Okay. What you see the color on there? That's blood, and it's been preserved and
So
petrified.
this reddish part here.
Yeah, and this down underneath here, right here. You see it
Okay.
all over. That's
It's like the veins and the.
it's the blood that was there somehow got preserved where it was, but that's pretty conclusive that that's a heart. I mean, that's a good specimen. And then there's a couple other hearts. There's a huge one here. This may be another organ, but I believe it's a heart of a big creature. Obviously, it looks like a steak or a big chunk of meat, but it's got the signs of a heart. It's got two chambers. Here's one chamber. Here's the other.
There's some fatty tissue,
Yeah.
probably.
The coronary artery line is right here across the top. There's a convex side and a concave side. This would be the convex, and this would be the concave side. And it's roughly shaped like a heart. It's just from whatever creature, but this makes sense too, because if you think of all the waters draining from the flood and the different organs and things that become petrified and separated from the bodies they were in different capacity, these would be like marbles.
Was your dad involved in this too?
No.
No.
No, I showed him some of the specimens and stuff, but no, he wasn't.
He didn't go ooh la la.
Well, he didn't. No, he liked it. He
Right.
enjoyed it, but he wasn't aware of it. And just like mainstream academia does not endorse that this exists because it threatens their false narrative.
How's he going about proving it?
He's actually extracted DNA. You can get blood from a rock. You can get blood from a rock.
Well, you can get DNA from everything.
Exactly. What he did is took something like this. There's a lung. I've got a lung in there too. And he drilled into where he knew he could see. You can see where the arteries are and the veins, and he knows anatomy well enough. And I've learned a lot from him. But I could probably get DNA from this. Even though it's petrified, there's still elements of.
Has the organic molecular structure of.
Apparently, there's still viable DNA in there, and because it's been preserved so well, that it's not all been replaced by minerals. Some of it is just petrified what it was, because he does have. So what he did, he sent in these DNA specimens to the top DNA labs, but he didn't tell them, hey, I think this is a giant. He just said, what is this? Okay, and they came back, this is human mitochondrial DNA of human. And he took it from from a finger that's about 3 feet long. You can see it's got the fingernail on there and everything. So that's a giant. Yeah. And it's hard to believe. People don't believe it, but you must have contaminated your DNA, and blah blah blah, and this and that and the other thing. But I mean, he shows clearly it's a humanoid finger. I've got a finger in there. I've got a foot right here. There's all sorts of.
This is the foot.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, man.
It's about 17. It's about a size 17.
Now, what is this, like the heel or something?
That's the heel.
Okay.
And the arch is part of the arch, and then on the bottom it's been.
Here's the arch.
No, the bottom arch is down here.
Oh.
It'll be down there. See.
Oh.
This is the outside of the foot.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's
There's
been.
the arch, folks. So you can see here. Here's the heel. It does.
You see, this is the top of the foot.
Mm-hmm.
See that? And this is the outside of the foot. This would be the pinky toe would be here, and then but it's been squished. It's been compacted and squished down like that. But if you look, I've studied this thing. You can see a big toe. There's an outline of exactly what a big toe looks like right there. It's been squished in, but it's also more of a streamlined design than the modern human. If you think about it, see that heel's thinner and more streamlined, and obviously a taller. This is like a 7 foot. This is 17 inch foot, like Shaq or something, but it's slender.
Like Shaq.
Yeah, see, this is more slender than even my foot. And so I'm convinced somebody walked around on this thing, when pre-flood.
Well, this is a perfect example of our little ball of mud. We have no idea what truly transpired in the past.
Well, the part of that is because of the reset and the false narrative that they're putting out there. So we've been purposely history
and
we've been
it's,
taught
and
is
it's
wrong.
always in conflict with the Christian, story and okay.
Yeah.
We can't go into this any further because
Copyright thing.
we don't have time.
That's right.
But thank you, buddy.
Absolutely.
How fun, because this is what it says down here, know why you're here, you're just paying bills. So that means that whatever you find yourself doing, it's just one more step towards realizing and getting everything you can learn about what is pulling you forward, like your music and like
I agree.
Like this, the mud.
Truths, seeking truth, really.
Yeah. And not putting up with anything else.
Right.
And not killing somebody because they have a different idea than you.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't work.
No.
And, you
Right.
just, what is it, the Buddhists just kind of, when they come up against something, they just move around it. They don't
But up
destroy
against
it.
it, right? They allow it, and
It's part of the,
you have to accept it and allow. If you want to be accepted and respected, then you have to accept and respect
other people's
others.
beliefs
That's
and
simple,
thoughts.
right?
Yeah. Okay, that's good for thought, folks. And now you know something about mud
Fossils.
fossils.
Yes. Check out YouTube, Mud Fossil University on YouTube. It's fascinating.
Okay.
And cheers to Roger Spur.
Okay.
His brilliant work. Yes.
Okay. How do they get in touch with you? What's the best way? Somebody watching this saying, "I want to talk to that dude."
Well, I could give my number or my email is Houck, Houck, my last name Jerry, Jerry, the number 5 @gmail.com.
Gotcha. Got that, folks? All right. Run it back if you didn't. Okay. Look it. Here's your shirt.
All right, man, autographed and everything.
It's autographed.
I love
Love
it.
Sought, and today's date, 4/22, and
Awesome.
it's extra large.
Thank you very much.
And this qualifies you to do your own interviewing,
Good. Cool. I might just do that.
and just put it on one of those little memory cards that we have going in
SD
that
card,
thing,
yeah.
and get it over to us. And
Cool.
We'll
Nice.
put it right up. That goes
Heck
for
yeah.
all you guys out there watching this. All right.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. How was it? Was it good?
Yes, I enjoyed it.
All right.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, folks, for tuning in, and please be sure and subscribe. That word suddenly just went
Smash this
out of
subscribe
here.
button.
And subscribe, and thanks for viewing, and pray for peace on the planet. Thank you.
Amen.